Aries. Welcome to Rooted Souls Tarot. My name's Lisa, and today I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite deck for your reading. This is going to be a general reading for you if you're Sun, Moon, Aries is your Sun, Moon or Rising, or even if you just come across me and you're drawn to the reading and it resonates with you, then it's for you too. So we're going to make a start by choosing 3 cards to set the energy, set the theme for the reading. Now this reading, it could be for love, it could be a relationship, work related, career related, moving home, or just a general reading, just some general advice to nudge you in the right directions and give you the energy that you can work with during this next month. So let's start. Let's get 3 cards for your general energy of June 2024, Aries. Oops. Okay. So we have the 5 of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords, and we have the 3 of Wands. So this says to me that you're maybe feeling a little bit lost and a little bit bereft, and you're finding it difficult to look at the bigger picture. Maybe you're feeling some sort of loss or disappointment over something that's happened or happening, situation that's going on at the moment, and you are finding it difficult to move on with that. So because the 5 of Cups, the man in the 5 of Cups is looking down at 3 cups lay on the ground in front of him. But he's forgetting to actually look behind him, because there are actually 2 cups still standing behind him that he can't see, because he's being a little bit too focused and looking at what's just in front of him, instead of taking a look to the left or the right, or turning around and seeing that there are actually 2 cups still stood. So he's got options still. All is not lost. And the Queen of Swords, she is showing us that you are going to begin to get more clarity of mind. You're going to get some clear thinking. Things are a little bit cloudy at the moment, but things are going to the mist is going to clear, the clouds are going to clear, and you're going to start to get a clearer idea of how to achieve what it is you want to achieve, or move on with what you want to move on with. It's all going to start falling into place for you mentally. So I think when you have a clearer idea of what's happening in your mind, then you can begin to throw some energy in it and move it forward, which is what the 3 of Wands is doing. He is beginning to put his energy into taking action and moving forward. He's stood there on the edge of the coastline. He's looking out onto the horizon, looking to see what's next and how he's going to get there, how he's going to achieve it. So this is a really good reading of you beginning to realise that all's not lost. You've got other options. You're not just restricted to what you actually see in front of you. You're going to start getting a little bit clear-headed about where to go next, and you're going to start making plans and taking action. So let us choose a few cards for our past energy. So we'll choose 2, and then if necessary we'll pull some clarifiers. So in the recent past, we have Temperance, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So Temperance, she's generally a card of alchemy, of turning one thing into another, and also of balance. She's got 1 foot out on the ground and 1 foot in the water, so she's keeping herself in a nice state of equilibrium. But she's also learning to change maybe ideas into action, to change something into something else. So I think that's what you've just been deciding that you're going to do, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is obviously the wheel of life. Life comes in cycles. It is the wheel keeps on turning. Life doesn't stay static, things don't stay static, and so they shouldn't, because we can't learn and we can't change and do new exciting things, have new exciting adventures without that wheel keeping turning. So I think in the recent past you have sort of come to the conclusion that you need to move forward with something, whatever it is that's the theme of your life at the moment, again, whether that's relationships, work, home, and you have begun to make those, whether that's inner changes, whether you're shifting your thoughts from one thing to another, or if you're actually doing something physical, and that's making, maybe in the case of moving house, you've decided that you're going to change one thing for another. So yeah, so the past has been about you deciding to make those changes, beginning to put that into action. Let's just choose, 2 cards. So we've got the Tower and we've got the 8 of Swords. So the Tower is that card that we all love to hate, which is a really great card for me because it's a card of change, and again, we have to make change, and sometimes if this change is really necessary to set us on our right path, then sometimes the universe comes in and makes that change for us. It can have been giving us a nudge for years, even saying, right, this is what you need to be doing, this is what you need to be doing, here, have this, and if we don't take up those hints, and if it doesn't set us on the right path, then sometimes the universe can just take that out of our control. So this can come in the form of something that seems really terrible at the time, maybe a job loss, or an ending of a relationship, or just something that really, something that you think that feels dreadful at the time. We had, as a family years ago, we had something that seemed really terrible at the time. We had a redundancy, and it seemed like the end of the world, but it was actually the catalyst for us as a family moving over to France and beginning a new life in France, which was really fantastic, or is really fantastic. And so the Tower card can be this quick, sharp decision that's that's come in, swept everything from under you in order for you to make the changes, so that wheel can keep turning in the way it's meant to, and you're going off on the direction that has been intended for you. And so we've got the 8 of Wands as well, which is quick movement. So I think whatever's gone on in the past, this decision that you've made to make some changes and the wheels turning, this has sort of been really nudged along by a Tower moment. Also, it doesn't actually have to be a physical thing, the Tower. It can also be an epiphany within your mind. So something, a real change in the way that you think something's said or something's done, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I need to do. So that can be a Tower moment as well. But whatever has happened really quickly, and it's really moved along really fast. So let's get a couple of cards for the present energy. Oops, lost that one there. We'll have that one. I've got the Hanged Man. Let's have another. Okay, we've got the 10 of Wands. So the Hanged Man is for me, it's generally a card of either waiting or something taking its time to figure itself out, or it can be looking at something from a different perspective. And I think at the moment, I think that's what it is. It's looking at something from a different perspective. So in the present moment, you've decided that you want to make these changes and you're trying to move ahead with them. But as the 5 of Cups showed us, sometimes we have to look for, we don't just look straight ahead of us. We sometimes have to look to the sides or maybe a little bit behind us. So to look at what's going on at the present moment, the situation that you're looking to resolve or to inquire about, you need to be looking at it from a different angle and maybe a different perspective, and maybe things aren't or not looking at things in maybe black and white. Throw a little bit of colour in there, because things always aren't straightforward. Sometimes you have to get to them in a different way. And the Ten of Wands, he's carrying a heavy load, but he's carrying a heavy load for a positive reason. It's his harvest. He's worked really hard and he's carrying his heavy load, but he's nearly home, so that's all right. So you may have had a lot on your mind, or a lot that you've been having to deal with, but it's coming to an end. It's not, it's not forever. It's sometimes we have to cope with a lot going on in our life at certain times to get us to where we need to be. Let's have a couple of cards to clarify this. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a sore throat today, so my voice keeps going. Okay. We've got the Two of Swords and we've got the Hierophant. So the Two of Swords can say to us that maybe we have some choices to make, or we have a choice to make. And again, as I've said about looking things at a different perspective, she's sat there on a seat in front of the sea, and she's got two swords, one going one way, one going another, and she's actually got a blindfold on. And she's not realising that she actually has choices to make to move forward, to get to the next step, the next point in life. And so she's sitting there and she's like, just doesn't know which way to go. Does she go left? Does she go right? She's got a blindfold off. It's not on very tightly. She could take it off at any time. But again, I feel in this one, she's not looking, at other options. She's just thinking that she's got this left sword, this right sword. But actually, there are always lots of other options. And I think this is what you are sort of, it's being pretty much hammered into you here. We've got the Five of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Two of Swords. You've got a choice to make, but it doesn't have to feel as restricted as you're making it feel. The Hierophant here is a card of sticking to social norms, sticking within a firm, or it can be, of sticking within the boundaries of what's expected of you or of a situation. And these cards are all telling you that you need to maybe look at the other option. There's always an option C, an option number 3, and not be restricted to just the decisions that you think are there, that are just there right in front of you. Have a little look around, have a look from a different direction, a different perspective, and you will, you'll find that there's an option that doesn't require you to carry such a heavy load, a heavy burden as in the Ten of Swords. You don't have to be weighed down with all this stuff, all this baggage, this luggage, whatever you've got that's making you feel like you're weighed down. You just have to make some choices, and the choices don't necessarily include you being weighted down with things. So, excuse me. I've just pulled for you the Ace of Pentacles, which is the gift of a new opportunity, a new little seedling of something positive, in something tangible. So something like love or time or money, something that you've got to put a little bit of effort into, you've got to nurture it into life, will come of you making those decisions. So once you've made the decision, you'll be able to move yourself forward, and you'll open yourself up to this little opportunity of something really great that you're going to have to nurture and water and look after like a little seedling, so you can nurture it into life, excuse me, for the next stage of life, the next turn of the wheel of fortune. So let's see what the future, oops, another one jumped out there, the future holds for us. I can see already that it is the Knight of Wands. And that's a great card for moving forward, because he is on a mission. He is forging into battle. He's on his horse. He's holding his wand high, and he's moving forward with purpose. He knows where he's going and what he needs to do, and he's putting all of his energy into that. So let's see what other card. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Swords, which is generally the card of coming to the end of a cycle. Any 10 is the completion of the cycle. You've worked your way through the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and now you're on the 10. And even though he is lay on the floor there, he looks defeated, he's got all those swords in his back, but actually the night time is actually coming into daytime. The new dawn is upon him. So he's been through all the difficult things that he's had to deal with, he's had to cope with, and he is coming out into a new dawn, a new beginning, a new start, which is amazing. And that sort of brings into the new turn, brings into it the new turn of the wheel, the next stage in life, the next cycle. So let's see what cards we can pull out. Excuse me. We've got the Sun, beautiful, and we've got the Six of Swords, which is another wonderful card, and the Queen of Wands. So despite the fact that we have the Ten of Swords there, which is, you know, that end of that difficult cycle of maybe mental, let's say, torture. Maybe you've been really struggling with things on a mental level. It's been really difficult for you to get to where you're actually wanting to go, or to make the changes that are necessary for that next cycle in life. But it's all going to turn out really lovely, because you've got the Sun there, which is, you know, the beautiful light shining down on you. Everything that's abundant and positive and warm is the card of the Sun. And we've got the Six of Wands, and he is coming home from battle. He is a soldier coming home from battle, and he's celebrating victory. So this tells us that you may have been having a really difficult time in the past. Things may have been really a struggle, but you have got through it, and you are coming out into this new, lovely, abundant time that's filled with all the things that you've wanted. So whether that's your new job that you're going to be coming into, or maybe, you know, new business, new relationship, shaking up an old relationship with new ways of thinking, whatever, or just generally life, because I think that a lot of people have been through an awful lot over the last sort of 5 years, and I think a lot of people and a lot of the signs are getting cards of change, of coming into that new cycle, that different cycle. And the Queen of Wands here, she is quietly confident with the plans that she's got. She's not afraid to move on, to move forward. She's got a sunflower, as in the card of the Sun, so abundance, of light, of warmth, creativity, inner confidence. She's got it all there. She's a really lovely queen that is not afraid to take a chance, to move on, to take action, and to enjoy it. enjoy and revel in her successes. So let's choose now, pick some cards for a general overview of your reading. So cards for Aries, general overview, and moving forward. So let's have 3. We have the 9 of Swords, the World, and the 8 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Wands for me is a card of not looking backwards. You've been through some stuff, you've been through some tough times, you know, it's been difficult, you've had the odd knock, you know, you've fought through it, but now it's time to look forward. He's looking back and you need to now look forward, because that's the only way you're going now. You need to look, you know, look onwards, look ahead, and just keep moving forward, taking small steps, small actions to move you in the right direction. The World is the end of a cycle, the closing of a cycle. So I think you have come to the end of what you know, the last cycle in your life, whatever's been happening in the past, and now it's time to move on, to put all that behind you and to move on. And the 8 of Pentacles, she is looking at her harvest, looking at what she's done, what all the work that she's put into something, and she's looking at the harvest that she's got. And sometimes the harvest is what we expected, and sometimes it is not. So she's weighing up, you know, where to move, what things that she needs to leave behind, what things she should take onwards with her, what's worked, what's not. So I think that's what you need to do in the coming month, is to stop maybe looking behind you. What's gone is gone. You're now in that new phase. The cycle the cycle has ended. You're in a new phase of life, and you need to decide what you're going to take with you and what you're going to leave behind, and take all the good stuff onwards with you and leave behind everything that doesn't serve you anymore. So I think that's great advice from the cards here. And don't forget, the cards are just suggestions of the energy that you've got to work with if you so wish. Nothing's set in stone. Things always change, life changes, and it's not, you know, you don't have to sort of live life by the cards, but they're really great. They are great for suggesting energy for you to work with to help you go in the right direction. So Aries, that has been a really lovely reading. I hope that you have a really great June, and I look forward to seeing you this time next month. So take care, and I'll see you again soon.